Wacha niite Mwenje family waje na tribute yao wasome, alafu sijui kama ni mmoja anasoma ama ni wote watakuja. Hata kama mtakuja tu kwa sababu ya picha hapo hivyo nyuma, ni nafikiri itakuwa mzuri. Thank you. Thank you. Wapigeni makofi wanakuja. God bless you.
On behalf of the Mwenje family, we are going to read the tribute. I read. We are profoundly saddened at the death of our dad, our mentor, our hero, and most importantly, our academic father, Sir Francis Rugo. Mwalimu, you never said you were leaving. You never bid any of us goodbye. Just before we knew it, you were gone and gone forever, but only God knows why. In life, you transformed many of us who will forever be thankful for your unending support, not only in school, but even after school, going to an extent of supporting our careers. It is a unique gift that not all teachers possess. From your firm principles, you instilled value in us, and today we are men and women of value. To some of us, you even went to an extent of reaching out to a personal level with wise words and encouragement. Never at any point did you ever give up on any of us, especially as students, even when most desperate. You believed in us, and that is how some of us realized our potential. When some of us tested your patience as students, you always responded with a great touch of wisdom, which you are surely gifted with. Mwalimu, in death we still love you, and you are in our hearts. You remain forever. You have left a gap that only you, and only you, can fill. Those we love do not go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always, I say always, near us. Forever in our hearts, Mwalimu. Till we meet again, rest in peace, Jeshi. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Praise God. God is good. I'm here today not to mourn, but to celebrate the life of a great hero, Mr. Francis Rugo Ndiritu, who was my neighbor, who was a colleague, who was a friend, and a great man that I looked up to. I knew Mr. Rugo back in 1997 when I came here. We used to work in the same institution. We used to live in the same neighborhood. We used to share a lot of stories. One thing I've learned about Mr. Rugo is his big heart. Mr. Rugo had a big heart, a heart that would accommodate anybody. No wonder wherever he went, he was able to attract people who looked up to him. And he was always ready to give assistance. It did not matter what kind of assistance, it did not matter what time, it did not matter who. This is the man that we are celebrating today. A man who was always ready to assist. Everybody in the neighborhood knew him. Everybody in the neighborhood was a friend to him, because he never used to discriminate. He never used to choose whom he was assisting. And God had blessed him. Huwa tunasema Mungu ni upendo. God is love. And I used to see all these things in Mr. Rugo in the neighborhood. And I'm sure if I was to ask around, stories abound, stories about his good nature, stories about people that he loved, his commitment. Mr. Rugo was committed to whatever cause that he set his mind to. He was always committed, and he was always thorough. He never liked a situation where he would fail. Na kwa hivyo alikuwa anafanya research in whatever he used to do. He would do some good research and that made him a very good advisor. In our estate, Savannah Estate hapa, alikuwa a member of the Savannah Estate, and he used to give us a lot of advice. Hata wakati alienda Murang'a, all the time he would call me, ananiuliza estate iko namna gani, kunaendeleaje huko, is there anything that I can do? This is the man that we are celebrating today. Committed, big heart, generous, almost to a fault. He had time for everybody. Hata mkipatana kwa njia, kwa barabara, umsalimie, umwambie una kitu mnataka kuongea, he was always there for you. We shall miss him, but we shall always remember his deeds. Fare thee well, Mr. Rugo. God bless.
Simon, tafadhali. Tunaelewa kwamba kulingana na venye naelezewa ni kwamba watu hawa wamesupport familia hii kwa ukweli. Bwana wabariki sana. Kwa hivyo utasema kitu alafu tutaendelea.
Asante sana. Bwana asifiwe. God is good and all the time. Kwa niaba ya Mwenje Fraternity nimekuja hapa kutoa rambirambi zetu kwa familia, marafiki, majirani na wanafunzi wote ambao wamepitia katika mikono ya Mr. Francis Rugo Ndiritu. Hata kama tuna huzuni, tuna furaha ya kwamba tulipata nafasi ya kupitia mikononi mwake. Mimi nilipata nafasi ya kumpata Francis Rugo Ndiritu, nitasema sio kwa bahati, lakini ni kwa mpango wa Mwenyezi Mungu. Kwa sababu mimi nikiwa primary school nimelelewa pale panaitwa kwa Wanjiko, na nilikuwa nataka kwenda shule inaitwa Ndiritu High School ya Mr. Kamunya, lakini Mungu alikuwa na mpango tofauti. Hata nikiweza sema kile ambacho kilikuwa kinataka nifanye kwenda Ndiritu ni kwa sababu Ndiritu iko town. Si mnajua iko town. Lakini mimi nikapata barua ya kunipeleka Mwenje, kumbe Mwenje ni huko the other side of the town. Na nilipofika huko, a very desperate student, a hopeless form one who had no hope. I'm not embarrassed to say that there's a time I was the last student in class. The poorest student, 185 out of 189 students, where 4 of them had not done the exam. Mr. Rugo, I don't know his unique way of understanding things, but he was able to spot me somewhere, and he surely saw my potential. He supported me, he encouraged me, he gave me hope. Jesse had a unique way of handling his own issues because he would come to class and spend a lot of time. In fact, I was telling somebody the other day, unakumbuka vile Jesse alikuwa anakuja tukiwa form 2, and he would come and open the door in the afternoon, in the evening preps. Anachungulia, anatuambia, he was just looking for a way to come into class and say, na wewe mbona ulinisumbua sana leo? Alafu anaingia kidogo, anasema na leo sitakaa sana, nitakaa tu hapa kidogo, alafu niende. Let me tell you, he will stay in that class from 7 p.m., 2 hours, 3 hours, munaenda kulala saa 5. Kwa sababu ya vile ambavyo mwalimu ana spend a lot of time. And it was not just one class, it was all the classes. And I couldn't understand how, because tukienda kulala saa 5, tukiamka saa 10 asubuhi, tunamwacha usiku saa 5, tukiamka saa 10 asubuhi, he is still in the compound. Reverend Gadiro, I want to confirm to you that I don't know whether alikuwa anapanda juu ya miti, but he had a unique way of camouflage. Angekuwa amesimama pahali na hamjui yako. Sasa nyinyi mnasengenya Jeshi, lakini yako wapi? Ako hapo karibu na nyinyi. I don't know how he was able, although sometimes we could know. Alikuwa na akikaribia kwa gate, anazima mataa ya gari, anaingia usiku kama amezima mataa, although there was support or somewhere that sometimes betrayed him. Anakuja anapiga ile pothole, tunasikia Jeshi ameingia. But he was not a principal that we feared to be around when he was in school. In fact, I would confidently say Jeshi ni principal ambaye akitoka shule tulikuwa tunamiss. And we would wish this guy is around all the time. He had a touch of love. And as I was saying, the support that he gave me, having seen my potential, he encouraged. And this is one message that really changed my life forever in high school. He came to class, the evening classes, as usual. Akaingia darasani and he gave us a story. And I'll give you that story. It can relate directly to the students I can see around. Because he told us, it was in 2007, I was in Form 2, and he told us, just check around the neighborhood. It was in second term, I quite remember. Akatuambia, check the neighborhood. This season is not going to be a very good harvesting season. It was dry at that time. So he told us, the farmers around will have a lot of difficult time next year and towards the end of the season because there will be nothing to harvest. Including myself. I have a big farm where I have planted a big plantation of maize, but it is also going to dry. I will not have a chance to harvest that maize. But I have no problem myself. This is what he told us. I have no problem myself because hata mahindi kikauka, nitapata nini? Nitapata mshahara mwisho wa mwezi. And he told us, ili uweze kuishi maisha ambayo haujalishwi na weather ama climate ama nini, please put effort in class, believe in yourself and study. And that's exactly what I did. I put a lot of effort. Simulinichekelea ati I was the last student. KCSE ilipokuja, I was the best in our year and I scored an A-. And by the way, even after that, Mr. Rugo did not leave it at that. He followed up. I went to Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. And in fact, I have had our tribute saying that he is supporting our careers. I am one person whose Jeshi has really supported. I was seeing the magazine of Kangema High School the other day, and I saw the proposed gates. The proposed gates, I am the brain behind that design. And so, I am really feeling that I have lost not only a friend, not only a principal, not only a father, but a confidant, a gentleman I would reach out and he would really support and come forward to helping wherever a chance would arise. I even recently remember a month ago, I had visited him in his office in Kangema High School. And he would take me around. And anionyesha the new developments, he would take me to class, I say hi to a few students, and such kind of, he was generally a generous person. Na hata nikiondoka, anahakikisha ya kwamba amenipeleka mpaka kwa parking, na naondoka. You can imagine your principal escorting you towards the gate as you leave. What a loving dad we have lost. But I know, wherever he is, he feels that he has delivered his purpose. Amefanya kazi yake kama mwalimu, na kile ambacho ningeomba wanafunzi wa Kangema, the pace that Mr. Rugo has set. He sent me your results when last year's KCSE exam was announced. And I felt so proud of my principal because I saw it and I felt it. I knew we are destined for greatness. Am I right, Kangema High School? That is where we are headed. Do not let him down, and I know God will give us the grace to proceed where we are meant to be. Therefore, because we were given a few minutes, kindly allow me to invite some of my colleagues. I am not alone, and I think it is fair enough if you heard from one or two. Is it? Mtuvumilie tu, kwa sababu hakuna nafasi ingine tutapata ya kucelebrate huyu mwalimu wetu. Si ndio jamani? So I will invite somebody here from the class of 1991 to 2000. I think Mauricio, are you around, please? If you are around, I would wish you represent the group of 91 to 1999. Is he around? Ni kama hajafika, you will represent. Oh, Marion, sorry. Marion.
Okay, my name's Marion Kirishu by then, but now I am Marion Madenge. I'm married to Madenge. Madenge is together with us. Pastor Madenge from Nanyuki. That's my husband. By then, I was Marion Kirishu. na ni vizuri sana mwenzangu, sisi ndio ambao tulikuwa na Mr. Rugo alipokuja Mwenje, na tulipopatana na Mr. Rugo, kama vile wengi wetu wamesema, ni ya kwamba amekuwa mwalimu aliye na utofauti sana, kwa sababu alichokikiri ya kwamba yeye ameokoka. Sisi kama wanafunzi tuliona kweli Mr. Rugo ameokoka, kwa sababu alikuwa mkamilifu na yale aliyoyasema aliyatenda. And so I joined Mwenje in 1994 na nikafanya mtihani wangu 1997. One thing Mr. Rugo ambayo alikuwa nayo, alikuwa anatuhimiza sana. I remember I became a CU reader when I was in Form 2, na akaniita na spend some hours with him. Na akaniambia, wewe Kerishu, ninaona unaweza ukafanyika kitu katika maisha, na ningetaka ushikilie wokovu. And I thank God in 2017 we met with him with my husband, tukiwa tumeitwa kufunza wamama wa kanisa la Full Gospel uko GG Secondary, na tukakaa na Mr. Rugo akaniambia, this is what I desired you become. That is the work of Mr. Rugo. We are proud that Mr. Rugo made us the way we are today. Na nataka kuambia jamii ya Mr. Rugo ya kwamba amepanda kwa watu wengi, na kusema ukweli ameondoka kama hajavuna mambo mengine kadha, lakini nyinyi kama jamii, matendo ambayo Mr. Rugo alitenda mtayavuna. Worry not. The Lord who gave you our mom, the one who gave you Mr. Rugo as the husband, is the one who have taken Mr. Rugo. The one who had given you children, Mr. Rugo, to be the dad, it is the same God who have taken Mr. Rugo, and he know about your future. Worry not. The Lord is concerned about your lives. Kwa hivyo mko katika mikono mizuri, kwa sababu mwalimu alifanya kazi nzuri na alipanda mbegu mzuri, na hizo mbegu mtazivuna. Bwana awabariki sana. Tumefurahia sana. We are so many here wenye tulifanya wale wa 90s mpaka 99, tuko wengi sana. Na kwa hivyo I don't know whether they'll just stand and wave or how you'll do it. Okay. Thank you so much. Bwana awabariki sana, na Mr. Rugo alale salama.
Asante sana Marion kwa hayo maneno machache ambayo umetupa. Kwa kweli Rugo alianza kazi yake kwa hekima ya hali ya juu. I would also like to mention that katika hali ya kusaidia, Rugo ni mtu ambaye alikuwa anasaidia watu wengi sana. And I am a witness and also a victim of his help, because saa ingine wakati wa kufunga shule, wakati wa midterm, labda sina fare ya kufika nyumbani, because we had relocated to somewhere in Kiambu. Wazazi wangu wako Limuru saizi. Na sasa fare wakati mwingine mzazi anayotuma haitoshi. I had the confidence of going to his office and asking him, mwalimu, fare yangu haijatosha, niongeze shilingi 100. And that's our principle. So I would like to invite somebody else, Mr. Eric Gatua, and as he comes forward, we will represent the class of 2000s. Aseme jambo moja ili tuweze kuendelea. Na nataka kusema ya kwamba ile usaidizi ambayo Mwenje alumni imepea committee katika mipangilio hii yote imetokana na kile ambacho tulijifunza kutoka kwa mwalimu wetu, hali ya kujisaidia na kujitolea. Karibu Bwana Gatua.
Bwana asifiwe. Mwadhani ya Bashwa. Kwa majina naitwa Eric Gatua, nimeokoka. Asubuhi alfajiri ya leo, we are not like morning principal, our principal. As Mr. Gaidi has said, we are celebrating him. Because most of us here, the students, the friends, can attest to how he has done to their lives. I joined Mwenje in 2005. Nilikuwa na umono, nilikuwa nimetoka Kiwanja primary. I didn't know anything. I remember the first night, and I answer Mr. Gadirwa, Rugo alikuja darasa letu akatuuliza, mmesikia naitwa nani? Akamwambia, tumesikia unaitwa Jeshi. Unajua naitwa Jeshi kwa nini? Akaniambia, mtajua. Unajua nilikuwa naongea, mtajua. Wewe ngoja, utakaa wiki mbili hapa. After hizo wiki mbili utajua bwana naitwa Jeshi. And by that time, after 2 weeks, you could see the discipline. Alikuwa anakuja darasa anakuambia anakuja na mimi alikuwa anaanza kuita Gatwa. Gatwa is my dad. Anita Gatwa, tumekuwa na baba yako. Anasema nyumbani hakuna kitu. Nyumbani hakuna kitu. Weka hapa na kupikia githeri pale. Na wewe usomi. That's how Mr. Rugo was. Yeah? And alikuwa anatuambia baba yako ameuza kila kitu. Ameuza mahindi, ameuza maharagwe. Ndio usome. Na kazi yako hapa tu ni kucheza tu. And Mr. Rugo led to put discipline in us. And one thing, because tuko wengi hapa tuna represent the class, depend to 1 minute nisome what the class of 2H has written is a 1 page, and Tanzia. It's an honor and it's a privilege to stand at this stage in front of you to celebrate wonderful teacher. He was an incredible man who inspired me, a man who inspired most of us, who happened to pass through him. He was a dedicated educator and an administrator par excellence. He was a father to us. I would like to think most of us have had a special engagement with him. My life was greatly influenced by how great and how his relentless push for prosperity. I can comfortably say, up to this stage, he remains to be the most complete human being I've ever met. I'm truly proud of him. I'm proud of what he has done, as he did it with love and dedication. I joined Mwenje Secondary School in 2005, living in teenage naivety, but left as a fine young man under the wings and tutelage of Mr. Rugo for 4 years. I was in Mwenje, changed my life forever. Mr. Rugo was not just a teacher to us, he was a father, a brother, and a reliable mentor. He allowed us to confide with him, he tolerated our bad behaviors, and he tolerated our bad performance, but also we made it. Dealing with young boys and girls in teenage years is difficult. Dealing with teens is sometimes like pushing a dead elephant uphill. Teens are stubborn and deviant. We brought our primary school bravado with us to secondary school. We quickly learned the reason why everyone called him Jeshi. Like a major general, Mr. Rugo instilled discipline in us while allowing the growing face to pass. He nurtured us by fostering a sense of responsibility. Mr. Rugo understood holistic learning. How I wish I could be half as good as Mr. Rugo. Mr. Rugo used every opportunity to advise us, understanding that it is oxygen to the soul. Mr. Rugo always reminded us, there is no day that never comes. His argument was there was no need to rush about anything, since the appropriate times always comes. What's more, he allowed us in school even when we had school fees balances, giving parents an opportunity to pay fees of a staggered period. Those of us who are fortunate enough to have had the opportunity to drink from his cup of wisdom can only wish more teachers were like him. I truly stand here I truly can stand here the whole day trying to explain how great he was. But honestly, doing my simple research, I did not find any fit word to describe how good he was, because no words can properly describe him, no written song either that would say much about him, but our faces can tell how great he was. May you rest, Jeshi. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bwanagatua, for that input. And just to back up what he's saying is that Mr. Rugo is a very good example of what a teacher should be. Those who have had a chance to go through his hands, including the staff room of Mwenje High School during that time, we could see the love, we could see the harmony, we could see the peace of mind while working. And that's why some of us really succeeded when it comes to our academic work. I want to mention that we're going to invite a lady for gender balance, and as she comes, Faith Kamau, kindly, class of 2007, unaweza kuja. And as she comes, I want to mention to Mama Faith that we really appreciate for letting your husband to come to us. Kumwachilia, kumpa nafasi ya kukaa na sisi hadi usiku, hiyo ndio nafasi ambayo imefanya wengine wetu tuwe vile tulivyo. So we really thank you, and I also want to commit myself to the children that anytime you would want to reach out to somebody, I will come in as a brother and I will listen to you. I'll give you a listening ear, because I feel it is very good for me to give back to what Mr. Rugo has done to me at a personal level. I actually have your contact, Ndiritu. I'll be reaching out to you anytime I have a chance. Karibu, Faith.
Good afternoon.
Praise be to God. Much have been said about this man. And to be honest, words can never be enough to describe him. To us, he was more of a father than he was a teacher. He nurtured us in a big way. Even when we had more than, or rather we didn't have enough to keep us in school, he would send us home and we would come back with nothing. Yet this man would welcome us back because in his heart, he was so concerned about our future. He never wanted to stop us from dreaming. That is the man we knew. He was so dedicated in seeing us through in everything. We thank God because he gave us a chance to have him as a father, to have him as a friend. He dedicated his life into kind of serving us, serving mankind. He encouraged us to keep on dreaming, even when there was no reason to. So we thank God. He was a great man. He inspired us. And I wish we would all do so. Impact a life. And if we do so, then this world would be a better place for all of us. We loved him, but we thank God because he has worked. His work and dedication still we speak, even when he's gone. We are grateful to God. We have no enough words to tell God how grateful we are for a gift that he gave us, a wonderful gift. He served with dedication and love. That was Mr. Rugo. So how else can we describe him? He was a father to us. That was who he was. Rest well, Mr. Rugo.
Thank you very much, Faith. For the interest of time, mtakubali hao wawe represent the alumni, but kwa sababu tuko wengi, I would request anyone who has gone through Mwenje High School, tafadhali msimame, and we get a chance to recognize you and your efforts and everything. Kila mtu ambaye amepitia mikononi ya jeshi, asimame ambaye alipitia Mwenje, and you can wave to the crowd because it is good you have come back to this. And finally, I would say that we have had a subcommittee that was being led by some of us, and just to represent a subcommittee, Nezas Mama, and maybe Sospita, you could come forward and say something on behalf of the subcommittee. Just come forward and just a word or two for the interest of time, ndio tuweze kusema jambo moja mambili. Maybe as you stand, that is Eric. The other gentleman is Simon Dirango. The other gentleman is Anthony Jogo. And Madam Eunice was also part of that the subcommittee. Karibu, Sospita.
Bwana asifiwe. Kwa majina ni Sospita Ngogi. Mimi mzaliwa wa hapa. I share so many memories as they've been mentioned here. But I also extend the same because I've known Mr. Rugo since birth. He was a family friend. Na amekuwa kwa maisha yetu kama familia yetu kwa ujumla. From our grandpa to our parents. He even actually taught my auntie. And then extended the same to my siblings and myself as the last born. So we share quite a lot of good memories. And at a personal level, I remember him. Nikiwa mdogo kabla sijaingia nilikuwa napeleka maziwa ya kulipia my brothers wenye walikuwa mbele yangu school fees. Ikafika mahali nilikuwa nahitaji mpira. Watoto wahura kama mpira ya kuana maratani. Ndiritu alia nake. Akindutira mubira wa basketball sukuru Mwenje uria wari muthuku na nĩ gũkorwo ndĩ na mũbira wa mĩrukĩ gĩcagi gitu niĩ nĩ kĩhĩ kĩrĩa kĩaugaga andũ arĩa magũthaka mwena ũrĩa ndĩ na thairia mũbira ũgũthira. Yeah, and he was so close to our family and even the families who are represented here. At some point in 2000, when my grandpa was very sick, I go to Tiarifara. No near na gari gake my memory serves me right, alikuwa ameitwa kwa bishop. Hiyo gari ndio yakwamaga. Hareno yago ikuluka kugera gatarasa. It was so bad. No na gari komete ko kado, yeye alikuwa na way of inapita tu anakuja mpaka shule. even when as students you'll think umothe ni kwa urajeshi umothe ndagekinya kwa, you still find some way ametokea mahali nyuma ya dirisha anawachungulia. We share quite a lot of memories, and most of us are here because hatungesoma kama sio jeshi. Ya mwisho jana we were sharing memories as a family, and our dad remembered akatukumbusha hakuwa analipa school fees. It's a conversation that we all share as parents and students here. Lakini hakuwa anatufukuza. At some point ili yaonekane kama anapendelea familia moja, aliita my dad akampatia 4,000. Akamwambia juu wewe huonekanagi ukilipa school fees huko. Shika hii 4,000 peleka kwa bazaar. Alipe uonekane hata wewe umeleta kitu. Na hivyo ndivyo tulisoma. He's been a very good friend. That we have so many memories that we'll forever remember him for. Kwa committee, we've really had a very nice chance through the entire alumni. We have done so well in supporting the family and the arrangement of today's occasion. In conjunction with the committee that was here at home, we say thank you, and God bless you. I end with this quote, and I say this to Mr. Jeshi: thank you for allowing us be in school, even when our parents could not afford school fees. Thank you, God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngoge, for that input. And finally, maybe I can remind you, hiyo gari ilikuwa KAH 870Q. Naikumbuka sana. So, and as you've seen, he could empower hata watoto wadogo. Hiyo kijana akipewa mpira si mtoto mdogo. Did he even know ataenda Mwenje? Lakini muangalie vile ambavyo alifikia kila mtu. And finally, I would say to everyone who is here, including family, friends, students and teachers, kindly let Mr. Rugo to rest in peace. Tondu hidere ya kere ya Ngai aratuhete ya kinya hau. Tutigecokie Ngai ekaga wedi wake. So I will thank you very much, and I wish you God's blessings. Asanteni sana. And to Mr. Rugo, rest in peace, champion. God bless you.
Asanteni sana. Wapigeni makofi mazuri.